Greetings everyone, Switch Double here. I decided to do a review about Sparkle's 7, also titled Twilight 7 by some sources. This episode was a bit, well, let's say it was not what I expect. In this episode there is about where Twilight and Shining Armor put their differences after settle their long-standing sibling rivalry, but soon discovered they are not the only ones with competitors in this contest. This competition has been used in their family for, well, like forever, like since they were children, and they were seen, well, they were mostly, well, to see who was the best student or something, or well, the best child, or they named the crown Sibling Supreme Crown. Ever since King Sombra's recently return, they had actually been summoned by Celestia and Luna, and that Shining Armor had decided to reinforce the castle defenses despite Luna's insist that they could handle the task themselves. But Celestia didn't listen to her sister and gave the duty to Shining Armor as the former captain of the Royal Guard. But they didn't need someone to test his new defense system, so they decided to ask Twilight for help. They had actually put anti-magic shield made from the shards of Queen Crystal's throne and fans that would prevent anyone to approach the castle from air, and had blocked out all the secret underground tunnels, including have doubled the Royal Guard's around security. And they can only be opened by the Royal Guard's medals, trapdoors, alarm system for some strange geese. And of course, well, back in the castle, Twilight explained all of this new details for friends, and they were shocked. I mean, who wouldn't be? Even though that, well, I don't know much myself. Then Twilight did make her plan that Applejack will breaking through the underground tunnels. Rainbow will be getting past the blowing fans, and Red can make guards' costumes, and Fluttershy would charm the geese. And fortunately, Shining Armor sends another scrolls and tells them that he already had predicted and counted for all those measures. And that really surprised me. I cannot even understand how Twilight realized about this, and mostly it is really, really shocking. All of this was really surprising to see. I mean, all of this, that Rarity, she decided to be the one to make the new plan for the entire operation to capture the crown, and then she tells Twilight she will not be part of the plan as they thought. Well, especially that part, but most of that is the only thing. But then we actually seeing Zephyr Breeze was recently hired as a guard by Luna. I mean, why would they hire Zephyr Breeze as a guard? He's totally worthless as a guard. But all of this, it was actually very... it was hilarious. Totally hilarious. I can't imagine how Twilight's reaction saying that she will not be doing any part of the plan. And her brother, he didn't even believe that something was wrong, but and she was right. And to see Twilight's reaction says, when Rarity says, Twilight cannot plan this, and her reaction was like, what? And when she says, I can, the rest of the friends are like, what? They are just staring her, and Applejack says, that one was unexpected, which I totally agreed. And they are, of course, going through all this plan, and seems working enough until that they managed, but at least 12, no, that's Fluttershy and Spike are managed to get inside the castle in the throne room where the crown is located. But here is the part of that I was not expecting could happen. The geese they were actually trapped, fall in the trapdoor, and was released, but they managed to get back inside after following Twilight's plans. But turns out Shining Armor was already waiting for them. But there was just one thing that they didn't expect. Spike, he had the crown behind his back when they talked. And they all was like, how did he get the crown? In their expression, like. It turns out Luna teleport the crown to Spike, since she and Celestia had this argument who that Luna thought that they could make sure the security of the castle themselves. But Celestia, she didn't want to listen. But it was just really just amazing story. To seeing even how Spike was thought that he thought he saw there as Twilight and Shining Armor's little brother. But to him it seems that they didn't saw him as a brother or just as a friend. But at the end, both Shining Armor and Twilight announced that Spike was the real winner of this competition, and that he is a sibling supreme winner, and also announcing that they couldn't have a better little brother as Spike is. That moment was really touching. I have to say it was really, really touching to see Spike finally be recognized as a brother to Shining Armor and Twilight. But deep down, I think that they see he's a brother, but just haven't said it to him. It felt Spike in this case felt like an outcast every year when they made this. Ever since the Shining Armor Twilight was kids, that they never asked him to be part of this civil rival or this competition when they were younger. I thought he felt like an outcast, or at least felt outside, that they never asked him to be part of any of the team. Or they were at least a part of it. But to realize it actually worked out well for them. I just didn't thought that this could be this great, a very good episode, but who knows? Maybe we can see more about this, perhaps something similar in the next episode in the series season 9. And this was actually the first episode focused mostly on Twilight and Shining Armor ever. Well, everyone, I will give this episode a B+ rating, mostly because that there were conflict between the siblings. But otherwise, this was a very good, decent, good episode. But if you have your own opinions and thoughts about it, let me know in the comment section below. And this is as always, this is Switch Double, over and out.